First, Poison Mouse 8. Kneel before the crazy train. Are you Ozzy Osbourne? Okay, we're up on YouTube. Okay. You'll bite bats? Alright. I'm willing to believe that you are indeed Ozzy Osbourne then. That's the only qualification. Um Okay, last week I was working on this problem on the screen. Oh, hold on. Coming in hot. What is that? What? I don't know if I can do this, Colded. Oh, okay, just 11. That makes it a little less ridiculous, at least. Or Expedition 33? I've never heard of that, no. Oh, Claire Obscure. I have heard of it. I know it's the flavor of the month for people to play that on Twitch. I don't know anything about it though. Oh, it's a turn-based RPG? Oh, maybe I need to see what it's like then. If it's anything like Divinity Original Sin, I might be really into it. Slim, thank you so much for the raid. I hope your stream was good. I was working on you for a bit when you were talking about the 3-month sphere projection stuff. I think I got in towards like the second half though, so I wasn't quite following it. But yeah, I was talking to Mert about this game just came out. Mert's been enjoying it, and I have heard the name. That's about it. It's turn-based. It has parry and dodge mechanics. I might actually be really into this game. Sekiro and Baldur's Gate 3? Ah, Mert! You're making it sound amazing. I love both those games. Well, I've only barely started Baldur's Gate 3, but it's by the same developers as Divinity Original Sin. And I love that game. Yeah, Femlux, hey. You miss Tetris? It's still here. But anyway, thank you again for the raid, Slim. I appreciate it. Free in Game Pass, okay. So Cold over in the YouTube chat did ask this question here. We should probably stop talking about video games at least for a second. Hey Walter, it's been a minute. How have you been? No polyhedron has the exact 11 faces, such that each face is a polygon having an odd number of sides. Oh man, is there a thing? There's a thing like V for two-dimensional shapes. V plus E equals something over 2, or some shit like that. Is that what we do? Is there a formula like that for 3D shapes? Coordinate geometry? Oh, I never learned coordinate geometry, Walter. I'm sorry. Where's formula B minus E? Wait, Golden and Poison Mouse gave two slightly different versions of the formula. Hey, Anarud. I'll let Google be the judge of this. Well, Zach is also agreeing with Poison Mouse. If you have a question, Walter, feel free to ask it. But if you're asking for general advice for coordinate geometry, I'm not really the person who can give it to you. Depends how you write it. Oh, okay. So I don't know. That's what comes to mind to me when I first read this question. I don't know if it is actually helpful though. This is the version that Cole did put. I mean, a 3D shape is still just a regular graph in the graph theory sense, right? It like graph theory doesn't care about the third dimension. Would we think about like cycles for the phases? I don't know. I might be going the wrong direction with this. That does say a planar graph. Maybe I shouldn't be thinking about this. Mix it with the Portuguese. Oh, okay. No worries. Hey, Storm. This is the question here from Colden. Okay, so you're saying to use the Euler characteristic also. Oops, sorry. So if it's 11 faces, we know vertices. What is F? Oh, faces. Duh. um, if it has 11 faces, surely that says something about... How do we use this? I guess we don't necessarily know how many vertices or edges. We just know that faces is 11. Hey, Andrew. Each face is a polygon having an even number of sides. I mean, how do we enforce that with V and E, though? Do you like graph theory, Jasu? Rupam, thank you for the follow. Hey, Rupam, welcome in. Calculus? Yeah, I can help with calculus. Look at the parity. Well, I don't know if that's what you mean. Wait, is that you just that further reinforces my point that you do everything, Jasu. I shouldn't be surprised that you like graph theory and that your degree is in it, because your degree, I feel like, it's just in everything. You're a smarty pants. V minus E. Oh, so maybe I do want to subtract the 11 over. So b minus e is an odd number. Oh, is that the end of this? Is this just the entire proof? Like, I think this would imply directly that at least one of the faces. Wait, odd number of sides. Oh god, is that J advanced? I probably can't do it then. I'll get it closer in a minute. You really tend to talk today about graph theoretical approaches in chemistry? Ooh, that's cool, Jasu. Yeah, I mean, I guess so V and E have different parity. It's the quickest way of saying it. Applying graph theoretical measures of complexity to nanoparticle assembly. I mean, that's kind of awesome. Hey, syntax. If you can catch Ian Stuckey streaming, I'm sure they'd love to like hear more about that. In particular. Consider n the number. Fuck! Oh my god. There's a silver alert, apparently. Someone went missing. I don't know if that came through my mic, but my phone just freaking blared with that siren sound. They're gonna cause a heart attack for me. Okay. You know who you'll check if they're nearby? Syntax, yeah. It's not like the army had in the UK not long ago, heart attack inducing. Yeah, it's the first one that's been here in a while. N the number of sides, then 2n is the number of edges. Bases are n plus 1. Does a polyhedron have to have... Guess who else got into uni? I assume that's you? What is the actual definition of a polyhedron? Is there... Do they have to be regular? They have to have all the same faces? Is what I mean. Nice, syntax. Congrats. That's huge. Do you get in just for like a regular math degree? Or is it like a specific type? Got the acceptance after syntax? I mean, syntax was just higher up on their list, apparently, Jasu. um, 2n is the number of edges. Why is 2n the number of edges? Wait, I know you're a lady. Did I call you a guy? I didn't mean to. I said that syntax was higher up on their list. I don't know. Or do you mean like you should have been higher up because you are a lady? I don't know. Hey Rex. Oh, I see. Okay. You're right. They did not. That wasn't very chivalrous of them to respect the ladies first rule. Letting anyone in these days. I feel counting to 6 on the exam, and all fingers I only have 5 fingers per hand. The other one was occupied digging my nose or something more important. Oh my god. Dude, when I was playing Daisy yesterday, I literally couldn't count the I couldn't count to 5. So I'm even worse. Like I was trying to count how many pieces of fish I had in my inventory and I couldn't get to 5. Um what does it mean to have like the edges are what we care about? We want to show that the edges has to be even. That's the goal here, right? Because there is no polyhedron. So we know that V and E have opposite parity. I think we want to prove that V is odd. I think that's the goal. Because that means E is even. So somehow we need to use the fact that there's 11 faces to show that V is odd, I think. Hey, non-dairy neutrino, how's it going? Okay, this is the problem as I understand it now. Um, Predicative acting the stipend otherwise. Oh, if you got it like perfect. Finish system is purely determined by grades for admissions. Really? Not like so if you do sports or clubs or something, that doesn't help you? But I thought an issue with college admission is that there's just so many people trying to go to college and they all have like flawless grades that like what do they do? It's like your high school grades, Jasu. Oh my god. Hey Central. How's it going? So activities, but not really clubs. Like, is it just like an algorithm though? Like, do they just go by GPA or whatever you guys would have there, or is there more like I don't know, that sounds very like a robotic, I guess. Oh, the entrance exams too, I guess. Grades relevant to degree. Calc 2 BH minor? Yeah, yeah, I can. Okay, let me at least I want to write out Anju's question as well. I'm getting a little bit stuck on coldeds here. I don't really know. I can't think of a way to progress. E can be even. Uh oh, really, Storm? Okay, yeah, that's true. No, but there's 11 faces. Well, okay, yeah, I have a hard time. I don't know. I'm stuck here. Rex, I might not have time. I'm not gonna have time to draw that at least for a little while. If I can't get to it soon, I might just refund you. Or if you want, I can just do it whenever I do have time. And if you're not here, then I don't know. But Andrew asked that question a little bit ago. I just want to understand what it's asking. It's JE Advanced, so I probably can't do it. The lizard. BH minor, if you have a Calc 2 question, feel free to just, or any question, just type it there in the YouTube chat or put it in my Discord. I'll just be the LaTeX renderer for us. What? I need more room for this piece here. What is this? What a weird question. Um, yeah, this might not actually be that bad. So, Colded, I'm gonna put a pin in your question because I don't know what to do after here. Alpha's just beta. Alpha's just A, but beta is all fancy and fat. I feel like alpha is kind of fancy. I don't know. Anji sent a question on Discord. Oh, you like. It looks like I got cut off there. That screenshot doesn't look quite right. So BH minor, you'll be on deck for after this question. Interesting that that's Calc 2 for you. No, for me, so that would be called Calc 3. I think I can still do it though. Oh, it is different. Thank you for sending it in the Discord because this is a lot different of a question. So I'm glad we didn't start solving this. Or start solving like the wrong version. Okay, what am I gonna do with this? I'm gonna put it, get rid of that. BH minus question will go up here for now. Okay, I guess let's just start hacking our way through this. This integral, is that arcsine? No, it's not. It's going to be something with ln's. You need partial fractions. Hyperbolic arctan. Okay, I'm just going to look up what the version with ln's is because I want to avoid hyperbolic trig. It's the same thing as this. Like, I just am more used to working with logs. Christmas log, the Yuletide. What is that X? Ban, ban, ban. Um, it's yeah. Good job doing the odd number of bands. Storm, you want to do an expansion? X is going to 0. This function actually showed up in an asymptotic analysis class you took. Really? This function seems out of left field to me. And isn't this limit just going to 0? Or no, it's going to infinity by default. Because the denominator is getting, the denominator grows way faster than the numerator. Oh, that's a good point. Storm. That doesn't make sense. Wait, I miswrote that. I'm sorry. It's 1 minus x. I just miswrote what the integral results in. So I think now it's fine. An expansion will kill it in 2 lines. Or I could trigger you and use everyone's favorite rule, known as L'Hopital's. So hard. It's Cauchy rule in Portuguese, really. It's always fun to hear how other countries call things in math. Yeah, in this line here I use L'Hopital's. Text doesn't appear. I don't know, I could see that chat you sent just then, quoted. America, you have to pay $10,000 to use that rule. um, Did you need to go to the hospital? To the hospital? BH Miner also wants to use the Maclaurin series. I'm just not used to evaluating limits that way. This is getting kind of annoying though. Differentiate. I did. This negative sign flipped to plus because of the chain rule there. Yeah, music. I watch my YouTube chat too. Oh, sounds good, Colden. This is the question here, path developers. Hey Mir. So I'm gonna scroll back down in a second here, but that's what the question is. I think we gotta split it up into different fractions. And then we can get something out of this. Oh wait, that's gonna because I noticed we have like a sine x over x limit there. The issue is that this limit is going to blow up to infinity, isn't it? I just kind of took the entire top as infinity. Oh wait, I'm stupid. It's going to 0 though. I don't know. Okay, fine. If you guys want to carry me through using the expansions. No, this is 0 over 0. That is 0 over 0. That is 0 over 0. That is 0 over 0. Is it not? No, that one isn't. L'Hopital's works for this piece, but not that piece. Hey, Reaper. Fine, but let's save Storm's life here and use expansions. I think Storm was baiting. Should this be x to the 4th? Or should that be x cubed there inside the O? Yeah, I was just thinking if I could do it anyway. I really dislike JE advanced questions though, and I dislike this question, but it looked like I could maybe actually do it, so I was just trying with it. If I get stuck, I'm just gonna give up. But Mayor, please speak English. Thank you, Anonymous. I have no clue, Jesse. So this is where if x is going to 0. I'm getting mixed up. Like, I don't remember how you evaluate this limit as x goes to 0. You want to replace the cosine? Oh. I didn't see you put the series for that. Uh, Maybe the differentiation. I just don't know how that would interact with limit and stuff. Reaper, uh, yeah, if it's J advanced, I probably can't do it. Like, this is a J advanced question here, and I'm kind of struggling. Um, but if it's not, feel free to put your question in chat. There's a queue, so we still have to do BH minor's question after this, and I need to come back to Colded's question too. Chocolate, I'm okay. I don't like J advanced. Storm, this I don't know how to simplify this. That's my issue. That's why I don't use the series thing because I don't remember or I don't know how you're supposed to work with those. Like just combine terms. So that cancels with that. Calculation mistake, third step. What's the mistake? Suryansh. Chocolate just I've shown the question multiple times and I'll just here it is again, take a screenshot of it or something, but I'm trying to work on the problem too. There you go. So there's no x squared terms. What's the x cubed? We have alpha over 6. And then I don't know if the O's matter. We have... I don't know if that coefficient is important. Or if this is important. One is beta equals minus alpha. I mean, the task is to find alpha plus beta. Uh, you're saying we want this thing to be 0? That's where you're getting the first equation from? Why would that have to be 0? Okay. I don't know. I'm just going up to this point. Alpha over 2 is minus beta. Uh, hey, Skirtle. Math. Hope you're doing well. Shivam, I try. If it's J advanced, I probably can't do it. It's my warning. This question here happens to be J advanced, but I'm just getting carried through it. 2 alpha over 12 plus 3 is 2. Everton's the double math. Hell yeah. Physics, my physics is pretty bad. I can sort of do it. This means beta is minus 12 over 5. So alpha plus beta is 12 over 5, I guess? Rosa, the quick intuitive explanation for what a vector is it's anything that has a magnitude and a direction. So if you apply a force to something, you can if you push on something, you can push any direction you want, and you can push as hard as you want, and that's what a vector kind of represents. Um, Depending on your context, you can think of them like differently, but that's kind of, if I was just introducing vectors to someone, that's kind of how I'd start. I've already put a lot of time in this question. I'd rather not go back through and check if it's right, because there's other things that are waiting, like colded and BH minor. Let's quickly go back and look at, so colded asked this question before up here, and colded posted a link that might be relevant. So I want to go and look into that first, and then we're going to do BH minor's question. Twice the number of edges. Oh, this is what Poison Mouse was saying earlier. Oh my God, this is a very concise answer, but which can be nice, but it's a lot to unpack. Mer, speak English. Rosa, in that sense, I really just think of them as like an input. Um, a vector under a linear transformation is just, you look at any example vector you want and you just observe how it changes under a transformation. So it could change the direction and the magnitude, or just one. But usually in linear algebra sense, your vectors are very abstract. They could kind of represent anything you want. And as Storm was saying, the vectors are basically just matrices, but a special case of them. So they don't necessarily mean all that much if you're just studying linear algebra. It's just kind of a list of numbers that does have a geometric representation, but I personally, I'll think of it geometrically, but I don't usually try to understand them much further than that. Andrew, that would probably work too, but the other question uh I'm not gonna go back and resolve it. Okay, so Colda, do you understand? I figured out at least the first sentence of this answer. Do you feel like you understand that one, or should we go over that part? You don't. Okay, that's fine. So, oh my God. Okay, so the first sentence is saying that if you have a polyhedron, let's just take a simpler one, like a cube. So I'm not going to draw a polyhedron with 11 faces. This cube has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 edges. The sum of the number of sides of each face. And so the first one is saying twice the number of edges, so 2 times 12, is the same as the number of sides of each face. And so here, each face has 4 sides because they're squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, times 6 faces. So we do get 24 equals 24. And the way I'm thinking, and I think this 2 is involved here because each edge is shared by 2 faces. So we have to, that multiplying by 2 kind of represents that edge being shared by 2 faces thing. Exactly. Yeah. And so the second sentence I'm still trying to unpack. In our case, we have 11 faces. Each face has an odd number of sides. And so I think the second sentence is talking about this right-hand side of the equation. It's saying we have 11 faces with some odd number of sides each. And an odd number times an odd number is another odd number. It can't possibly be equal to 2 times some number x. I guess e. That's the contradiction that they're saying. It's an odd number on the right, even number on the left. All right, see you, Path developers. Umar, it's a geometry question, I guess. That's the question up there. It's a little bit of a hard one for me, at least, but yeah, cool. I think it's basically the argument there, like, take this cube thing and try to set it up for an 11-sided shape with odd number of sides, and you'll get even number equals odd. And that's basically the argument. Adi, I see your question. You would be after BH Minor's question. And I'm not sure that I can do that question. uh, Metallica, sure. I do. It's a question that, I mean, if it's a question you're just saying for fun, then if you can still put it if you want, but I might not work on it. If you actually need help with it, then I'll definitely like try to do it. I feel like each face has a number of edges. Yeah, exactly that. Colden. Yeah, Chasu. Let me get right on that for you. Okay, BH Minor, if you're still here, thank you for your patience. We're gonna do your question right now. Okay, see ya, Aditya. Okay, I don't know, Rupam. I think it says for any planar graph. Where am I? Do I still have the page up? Like, it says for a planar graph. I don't know what a planar graph is, but apparently for any planar graph, which beats me what that actually means, but okay. I do need to look up one thing, which is what the Jacobian for this is, because I'm a little bit rusty. Probably just r sine theta, isn't it? Oh, it's just r? Really? Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Does it make sense? I don't know. I think it does. Oh, it's a trick question? Okay, yeah, then yeah, I really don't want to solve it. Hey, Max loves burgers. Doing good. How about you? Okay, so in cylindrical coordinates, the conversion is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Uh, theta, I guess, is that arctangent y over x? Or you can say tan, or tan of theta. And z is just z. That doesn't change. You know, the more natural way of writing. X equals r cosine theta. Y equals r sine theta. Okay, and so over here in the integral, I converted the x squared plus y squared to r squared. The dx, dy, dz, we need a Jacobian for. That's normally for cylindrical, you just kind of look it up. So for cylindrical, we want r, we need to include a factor of r out front when we convert the dx, dy, dz to cylindrical. This will be r, dr, d theta, dz. And then now we need to figure out our bounds. So r is going to vary, well, these are our bounds here. Oh, this is a sphere. Calculate the Jacobian by hand? Aaron, I don't think I can do that question. I'm sorry. Deepesh. XQ? I'm hard to understand your question, Deepesh. Um, so these bounds looks like one octant of a sphere. Or is it two octants? I think it's two octants. It's a hollow sphere. If x is greater than 0 and z is greater than 0. I guess this is a quarter of a sphere. A hollow sphere. 83% of your math test? Hell yeah, Lucas, nice. That's awesome. Um, what's the question code forcing? Oh god, Aaron, that question also looks you're asking questions I don't know how to do. Why do I do math? Because I like it. I don't know. Yes, I was just trying to understand this like geometrically, but you're right. We could just kind of manipulate this equation around. Z squared is a positive number, so we can subtract it. Well, it doesn't matter if it's we're allowed to subtract z from each side. YouTube can see the stuff up there, yeah. Hey, Lucas, you needed an 83 per, or like you needed a good grade, right? So that's actually huge. The function f of x equals 0, what is the integral? Uh, the way you think, that's a quick one, so I'll answer it quick. Forgetting about your exact question right now, the integral is the area under a curve. So if you have some arbitrary function here, and you want the area from A to B, it's equal to the area. Or like the integral will give you that area. If your function is f of x equals 0, though, there is no area underneath that curve. So you're just going to get 0. Probability density normalization. I learned a little about probability density functions. I don't remember normalization. LC oscillation, just do a lot of practice. There's not really a substitution for that. All right, good night, Storm. Jasu apparently is volunteering, or Jasu might be able to help you though, Holden. Akshara, hate. Stop spamming, Akshara. Aaron, you just want to square 7 plus 2 root 10? Is that your question there, Aaron? Hey, Anuj. Um, I'm getting weirded out by this. So Storm was saying just to square root each side. But that feels weird. Because 1 minus z squared is going to be a negative number. Tangent 1 or cotangent of 1? I think tangent? I'm just thinking about their graphs. Like, tangent looks like that. Meanwhile, cotangent is like that. So if I was guessing, I think this is likely more than that. I don't really know though. Oh, you're trying to find the square root of that, Aaron? Ugh. I might be able to figure that out. You have to figure out how it's a perfect square. I don't want to do a Putnam one. I'm not doing Putnam. I'm sorry. I don't know Putnam. I don't know how to do it. I don't want to know how to do it either. I don't enjoy those. Oh, nice. A news. The thing that I don't like about this is that I want to make z range between 1 and 2. But that means I'm taking the square root of a negative number there. I don't know. Should I just go through with it? We should be able to find this volume geometrically too. So R is going from that to that. Theta is going. Sanskar, oh my God, Sanskar, I already talked about your question. I don't know the exact answer. I'm thinking it's tangent based off how the periods work. If you keep spamming, I'm just gonna mute you, dude. Or do that, yeah, as Aaron says. Um, that's what I'm concerned about Hamiltonian dynamics. Or like, I'm a little concerned about that lower limit there. It seems to follow from the just like blindly doing that math down there. Like, I don't see what's wrong with the math here, but it doesn't feel right with how Z is going to behave. Teacher gave you Putnam as homework? That's just mean. R greater than 0 is another requirement from the parameterization. I mean, it's not to say that R is negative with this, it's just undefined or it's complex. But I don't think 0 is right. Well, it's not negative. Like, no, I already don't really remember probability density coded. It's been so long since I've taken a class on that. I know the limits for Z are the issue. It's like from 1 to 2, like we're taking the square root of a negative number here. That's why I've been hesitating this entire time. Like, all right, fuck it. Let's just integrate and see what pops out. I don't think this is right. Yeah, scrim. Um, I agree with that. This is such a... No, this integral is terrible. We have to do 1 minus z squared to the 3 over 2. Maybe there's a trig sub. I'm not doing it, though. Or there almost certainly is a trig sub, but... I just don't believe this. Like, we can just get this geometrically. I want to see what the answer should be. Was it 4/3 pi r cubed? And 1/4 of that. It's just pi. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's an integrand here. It's not... Okay, maybe it shouldn't be as simple as I'm thinking it should be. I forgot, we had that. Hmm. Why would we do this in cylindrical coordinates? I guess because of the inside. Yeah, this was a busy day for YouTube, I guess. Scrimp wants to integrate with respect to z first. I'm gonna have the same concern. It might end up being simpler, so maybe that's worth a try. I'm gonna end up with the same concern with taking the square root of a negative, though. All right, guys, can we stop with like the dick measuring contest with who has the hardest test or what's actually hard and what's not hard? You guys have made your points. Internet arguments never... You never win an argument on the internet, so there's no point in trying. Just... you all have spoken your piece. Let's just talk about math. Jasu has the... the biggest dick out of all of us. It's true. No point in trying to compete. So this might be easier to integrate. I still have the exact same concern with r going from 1 to 2 and z going from root 1 minus r squared. But maybe we'll get an integral that's more reasonable. Nightlight, yeah, sure. Feel free to put it there in chat or put it in the Discord. Integrating sphere with radius 4, sphere with radius 1, then subtracting. That's a thought. That'll probably just end up being the same thing as this. I wonder if this is okay for some reason. Um that could be a thing too, Hamiltonian dynamics. I'm not sure. That's not. That is easier to integrate, right? Maybe it's not. Yes. Nightlight. Math discussion is fine. Either that or math homework help. This is such an annoying integral. Um, that's what I was wondering, Scrim, but or like that. The issue with spherical is I don't know how to deal with the inside then. Oh, maybe. I guess maybe we do. Well, the inside is going to be really annoying in spherical. It's going to be a mix of theta and phi. You know what? Let me just give it to Wolfram Alpha and see what pops out. The entire triple integral. What motivated me to learn math? I just got inspired by a professor that I was a research assistant for. I really liked the project that we worked on, well, the projects, and she kind of encouraged me to think of grad school as an option for myself, which I never really thought of before. Okay, see, there is a problem here. Our bounds are definitely wrong. Bon Jovi made you love math? How? Psi biarrate? I don't know what that means. Wait, did something happen? I don't see anything happen, but if I am missing something, please let me know. Um, Nightlight, uh, oh God. I'll take a look at it after this. And I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the question that we're working on, but I think you'll be after this. Jesse, the bounds of the integral come from thinking of this as a hollow sphere between the inner radius is 1, the outer radius is 2, and only the quarter of that hollow sphere that has x greater than 0, z greater than 0. And so the bounds for R, my work is not organized well. The bounds for R come from taking this equation and substituting R squared for x squared plus y squared, and then isolating either x or isolating either R or z. That's the work that's down here. But either way, it doesn't seem to work out. Anuj, I'm not sure I understand that question. That integral looks weird to me. Is this supposed to be a line integral or something? No, it's not. It's not on the Discord. It was just put in chat. Um, I don't know. This question shouldn't be as hard as it is, but something about this just isn't working out quite right. Do I need to put full focus on Clouds of Rock? Fair enough, Avnish. I feel like a lot of people are the opposite. Hey, Jacob. What is math even about? I don't know anymore. Let's look at Nightlight's problem. R squared. Well, inside the integral is just x squared plus y squared. Anuj, I've already said I don't know. I feel like I'm missing something with that question. Like that. Like, is that supposed to be a line integral or something? I'm confused why there's a dx and a dy in there. Nice, Avnish. All right, see you Linux. I I haven't even read this question yet. I might not be able to, but let me at least understand what it's asking. Yeah, that's supposed to be like the subscript B, Jasu. I think that's how I'm interpreting it. Like a volume integral. So the hardest probability question that's in JEE. Okay, thank you for telling me that, Colded, because I don't think I can do this. Dude, I can't even follow what this weird ass procedure is that they're doing. I feel like I need a sign on my stream saying no JE advanced because I just can't do them. All right, Anuja, if you want to say it's not that hard, then you solve it. This requires a drawing. I would say the answer is 1/5 by cases. I don't know, so you asked about like tips for probability, I think, or someone asked about that earlier, and my answer, oh yeah, that was Hebrew Linux. I guess someone in chat has tips, but I don't. I hardly know probabilities. That's why I kind of don't want to do this question. Probability is good to know, but I'm just not very good at it. Yeah, I mean, I took a stats class. It was like called engineering statistics or something. We went over like probability distributions and stuff, but this is just like it's using not like the basic concepts in a really annoying and tedious way, which is part of why I don't like it. On above, no, not I'm not good at JE. What questions? Um, I'm just gonna move on from this one. I'm already like I don't know, but I'm already getting tired to be honest, just from all that's been happening with the stream. Chemistry, I don't know chemistry, but someone around here might want to, or like might know. He did in spherical. Um, well, this person, I forget who asked this. The person who asked about that's where it's still here. Yeah, scrim. All right. I remember seeing you say that the integrand in spherical does come out to be simple. Let's just try it spherical. I don't know why they demand it to be cylindrical. Oh yeah, I already had Paul's online notes open. Thank you though. Um, I'm going to use the math convention for spherical, which is the opposite, or in physics, theta and phi are switched. I'm going to do it the math way, not the physics way. Scrimp is barfing at that. uh, this question, we were trying it before, but the bounds just weren't working out. This is the question up here at the top. I don't mind rho. I think rho makes me think of like a density, which I guess isn't quite right. I don't know. I was taught using rho though. Where to use the characters equation to matrices? Equation we want is given below matrix 2 for factorizing it. The mathematics we want, I don't understand your question. Uh, oh, it might be a Kaylee Hamilton thing, which I haven't learned. Oh wait, I have learned a tiny bit about that. I'm not sure though, to be honest. I have very little experience with that. That matrix satisfies its own characteristic equation. Real analysis? I probably can't do real. I only know basic real analysis. If you have any, if this is from JEE, I definitely can't do it. D rho, D theta, D phi. I just don't know JEE, the mathematics we want, and the questions are really, to me, they're all just trick questions that use really vague identities or ideas that I just was never taught with how we do things in America, and so they're just really annoying and tedious. Linear algebra, I know a little bit of Nightlight. YouTube outpacing Twitch, yeah. It's all JE though. I majored in applied math, Nightlight. Um, 0 to pi. Yeah, Jess, I'm mostly just letting it go by. I don't have the energy to yell at people right now. Oops, I didn't. All right, see you, Colton. Hamiltonian dynamics. My favorite part of math is like differential equations and modeling. Um, I for a professor was researching using the SIR model for the spread of disease on viral social media trends, and I thought that was a really cool thing that really got me interested in the topic. Chief Tattooed Officer, welcome in. Babysitting a supercomputer right now, speaking of differential equations and modeling. Oh, nice. Weather related. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to learn about like climate math. Shield, you can try me. I can't promise that I can do it. Educative JE by Katie Joshi. I really don't want to learn more about JE though. Not just for JE, but for mathematics in general. Okay, that's fair. Different countries teach math really differently. Drew, I promise you I can't. I've been asked I get asked JE questions at least 10 times every stream, and the amount of ones I can actually do are very small. I promise you I've tried. I just tell people flat out no because I've been down this road a million times before and I just already know the answer is no. So I'm sorry if it sounds harsh, but I just for me I've tried that. I've tried it many times. Trying to talk students to go into meteorology for years. Oh really, LT? Um I don't know the math that goes into it, so like maybe I would like learn about it and not like it, but I think the idea of it is really cool at least. Avnish, I get that sense from a lot of people that people are just trying to test me, and that also is a reason why I say no to people because I'm not interested in passing their test. Fortunately, I wish it would run away. It's currently stopping randomly. Oh, dang. Job that's running crashes. Hopefully, we can get that figured out. P should be 0 to pi over 2. Uh. Ooh. You're right, Scrimp. Thank you. Demon King. How to learn self-complex analysis? I mean, the way I'm doing is just getting a textbook and reading through it and trying the problems for myself. You don't understand what weather science nearly as so well as I'd like. So you want somebody on the inside? Oh, there you go. That's crafty. So you don't have to like learn it for yourself. Shail, yeah, sure. So welcome in. My name is Don. Um, I dual stream to Twitch and YouTube. So the chat up there has both chats combined. I mean, if you see chats up there that aren't there in YouTube chat, that's why. I'm American. I have a bachelor's in applied math. Um, there's quite a few people in here who are asking about Matthew says hi YouTube. There's quite a few people who are asking about like JE or like India's university entrance exam, and I just cannot do those questions for the life of me. You said that you're just in 10th grade though and doing trig, so I can always try your question. But the things that I'm best at are like calculus and below. It's like a first year undergraduate in math. That's kind of like I'm speaking in American terms there, where other countries have different ideas of what that means. We bite, yes. But thanks, we want. Right now I'm just living up savings. I'm basically just doing the stream to fill my time. Wait, am I banished from the world of math? Are you talking to me, Linux? Who are you talking to? Good book for algebra? What kind of algebra, Kung? I guess I honestly the answer is probably no either way though. If it's just like regular algebra, I'd say OpenStax. I'm not doing JE advanced. Do you help students individually? Not usually, no. The facts we want, it depends on the type of matrix question. You can try just putting it out there, but I really can't promise anything. Other than I'll read it. This just ends up being pi, right? Okay, I don't feel like sine squared is actually not too bad to integrate. Lie algebras? The answer is easy. It's I don't know. Mathematics we want. I literally just said you can try asking it if you want. All right, U is sine phi. Because I don't know how to solve them, Abhishek. It's a very particular exam that I've never had to study for, and I don't particularly want to study for it. Oh my God, Fembox, you're right. Sorry, I've not been mentally in it for this entire week. I feel like. All right, then I am going to give this to Wolfram Alpha. So I can't integrate. I just really don't feel like it. Sine squared is just annoying. Linux, what I really don't know what you're talking about. I feel like you're saying a lot of aggressive stuff, and I don't know where it's coming from. I agree. We shouldn't stereotype people, but like I don't know who you were like. Oh wait, are you asking about Sanskrit? I don't know, man. Um, Poison Mouse, I'll show in a second. Abhishek, I've tried J advanced questions a trillion times before. I'm okay. I don't want to do them. I know what they're like. I'm gonna make that 15 pi over 8 for the 1/2. Poison Mouse, this is the original question here. I could not make cylindrical coordinates work for the life of me, so I was trying to do it um, with spherical, and it's actually working. I still can't figure out the cylindrical way. Um, all right, Sanskar, please just stop. Stop asking people where they're from. Just let people exist. Yeah, it's like a hollow sphere poison mouse. Honestly, I'm getting most of the way to just turning off the YouTube chat. Mathematics we want, you can post it once. Jesus H. Christ. Yeah, Hamiltonian dynamics. Isn't this always going to be 0? I think I'm just getting pi over 16 then. Or no, 15 pi squared over 16. I don't remember what Scrim said he got. Looks right? Okay. I really don't know how you're supposed to do this with cylindrical. I doubt BH Miner's still here, but at least trust me, Poison Mouse. I know. I was trying with cylindrical for a very long time. It's the bounds that don't make sense. Okay. I just got an answer. I don't know how to make the cylindrical work. Let me at least read the other questions that have come in here. That's one of them. That's another one of them. You're pressing the TV. No worries. Oh, the YouTube chat is usually weird. Um, Folded. Oh, you did? Thank you, Colden. That is a huge help. I there's just like a lot of that's going on with the chat, and it's getting harder for me to keep a train of thought going at all. Okay, let's go through what Colden put here. Um, English. Use Kaylee Hamilton. Um, so this is the determinant of the original matrix, I assume. You get minus beta minus 3. Lucas, is the absolute value of 3 a number? Yeah. The absolute value of 3 is just positive 3. The complexity of some of these integrals and trig identity-based problems at certain points becomes more like playing Sudoku than anything to do with math. Chief tattooed officer, I agree. I think there's a lot of really terrible homework questions students are expected to do that don't actually test your knowledge. Uh, I mean, if you wanted to, you could do math just keeping that as it is. There's no real point in doing that, though. Hey, Anders. The definition of a number? You know, that's actually a pretty deep question, Lucas. Um, I don't think my linear algebra is good enough to follow this. I've seen kind of what the idea of what the Cayley Hamilton theory is, but I'm not quite following this. Hey Tyler, the number 69420 blaze it. That is a great number. Estrella, recommendation for self-studying math. Oh, it's just a lot of practice. Like read textbooks, look at lectures on YouTube. But the most important thing is practice and try things for yourself. Anders, this is a question here. I'm just gonna skip past this. There, people are asking very difficult questions. Poison Mouse, go ahead and just ask yours. There's a good chance that I'm skipping over a lot of these. Whole Foods, are those real? Does YouTube chat have a slow mode? That might help me. I don't think it does though. I feel like I've tried to find this. I remember. I think if there is one, I think it's somewhere really weird. Poison Mouse. I thought I said just go ahead and ask your question. There's a good chance I'm skipping over these. Nightlight. You posted that integral. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I don't think I can do that one. Like, you're asking questions that are above my pay grade here. Um, do, do, do. Customization. Oh, there it is. Okay, YouTube's going on slow mode. People, thank you for that poison mouse. People love just spamming their question a million times. Hey, Entity. I put him on one message per 30 seconds. Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to catch up with chat now. Imaginary numbers are also in the real world. Please change. There is no loophole in the imaginary numbers. He just tells me there's another. It's multiplied to root I. You can definitely find the square root of I. Yeah. It's one of the most. I thought I did, Anders. I don't have it in the queue. Oh no. Oh no. I solved it. It was just like a couple of minutes late though. You might have left. I can do another one if you didn't see it. Entity, yeah, sure. Feel free to send your differential equation. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the Rubik's Cube solve now for Anders. I haven't read these two questions at the bottom of the screen yet. I probably can't do them though. Just the questions have been asked from the YouTube chat. The risky redeem was yesterday. I could use the mental break for a minute anyway, so let's just do this. Just scrambling it right now. Hey, Neil. The question by Shield is incorrect. Oh, wow. Then the first time I've been given a bad trig identity to prove. That's not possible. Pretty terrible solve, but it's a poor scramble? What was wrong with it? No, you can find you can solve that, Lucas. You're also a cuber? Nice, Entity. Um, Integrate a 3D object like a sphere. Like, You can get the volume of sphere with integration if that's what you mean. $12 seconds? Nice. That's crazy. Um, Good luck, Nail. So yeah, I'm not sure what you mean with the integration thing entity, like integrating a 3D object. You can use integration to find a volume in general. Sadaki Yogo, if I'm saying that right. Is there a waiting line? There's an informal waiting line. If you have a question, just put it out there in chat or in my Discord. And if it put in the Discord, let me know. I have a list of questions here that I'm probably not gonna be able to do. Oh, and see if it's JE Advanced, I can't do it. Oh, Colded, yeah. uh, I'll one up you and say that I can solve this. Here, let me. This. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is how I occupy my hands when I'm like watching a movie or something. It takes forever to solve. Jack Torrance who posted a or this question, I promise you I can't do this question. It's posted in Discord though if anyone wants to try it, but I can tell you right now that I can't do it. Physics? I don't know physics well. No. No, Rubik's Cube is all memorization. It's not about being smart or anything. Bad message you made to get 58 seconds. That's a really good time though for using a bad method. I can cook rice, yeah. Where did I find that? The cube? I think I got given to it or get given it by my parents. Sadaki Yogo, hey, basically I just want to know why y equals 3 times x mod n has 3 solutions in x, and why do they differ in n over 3? Oh, sorry, Amanda William, I didn't respond about coupling arguments, probabilistic ones. I don't think I've ever heard of a coupling argument. Sorry, guys, I'm a little bit overwhelmed with the amount of chats that's been happening today, which is a good problem to have, but I've missed a bunch of stuff, and that's not on purpose. So just gonna make these disassemble, put the pieces in a bag and shake it for a while. Yeah, interesting. You probably get an arrangement that's not possible to solve. Yeah, Chief Tattooed Officer. It anytime I just see the form of a question like that, and I just am pretty sure that I can't do it. Sorry, this is how the streams normally go with me just saying no, no, no. I can't do it, but people are asking questions I just genuinely can't do. I don't intentionally try to be difficult. Okay. Let me try to think at least about Sadaki Goat's question. Poison Mouse? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. If you put your question in chat, I would have worked on it. But if you'd rather go to bed right now, then sorry about that. I get your Prime sub, you can help me prove it. Uh, I mean, I'm pretty terrible at modular arithmetic. Bachelor's thesis right now, discrete mathematics, was 2 semesters. Dang. All right, see you, Neil. Um, yeah, I feel like we have too many open-ended numbers here. Chris, I don't know how to think about this. The only number we actually know is the 3. Thank you, Colden. I appreciate you. I'm also looking at entities. Question. That integral I can actually do. Um, it's not true in general. Yeah, I would defer to you guys on that. Remember saying it comes from proof of dividing GCD of x and y to n. Okay, so for this one, I would do a u sub to rdr. I'm gonna drop off the bounds for now. That 2r goes away, so we just get pi over u to the 3 over 2 du. And then this just, we can apply the power rule to that u. Minus 2/5 u to the, no. Minus 2 u to the minus a half. And then we'll unsub and bring the bounds back. So what we are going to get is minus two over root r squared plus x squared plus pi 2 pi. This is over root x squared. So I guess we would, the answer I'm getting here is 2 pi over the absolute value of x minus 2 pi over r squared plus x squared, square root of it. The envelope of the following families of curves, I don't know what that means, BH minor, I'm sorry. Charlie, I'd rather not say. So yeah, that's how I would do that integral. So DQ will go. I don't know where to start with your question. I'm sorry. Um, so if I discrete mathematics are just lost for now. Okay. Yeah, I something feels a little bit like vague about it. I'm not sure. All right. I might grab a question out of a textbook just to have a little something to work on here. I mean, I was going to try to work on this question. I still don't quite know where to start with that though. It's kind of rough because it's like normal logic and binary. Occasionally get insane number theory stuff in the class for CS. Yeah, discrete math is a really weird one where everyone defines it a little bit differently. And so like they seem to all cover different things. It feels like with some overlap. I'm sorry, BH Minor. I'm probably not gonna be able to solve your question. Like, please speak English. Why am I speaking like XQC? How am I speaking like XQC? He says like 1,000 words a minute. I might just grab a question out of the complex book. Uh, it probably is. XQC does have a. I mean, I don't know. XQC does have a weird way of speaking, but he also makes it work. So I know some basic circuit stuff. Kakarot. Um, I have a feeling from what I'm reading of your question though that it's going to be a pretty difficult one that I probably don't know how to do. Look at number 2. I skipped over number 2 for the reading group, but I was sort of interested in getting some practice with this. All right, see you, Jasu. Thank you for hanging out. Good luck with your paper reading. Okay, so if the arg of z is between 0 and pi, 0 is not included. Pi is included. I think we get this entire region up here. Yeah, Kakura, I feel like that's not the entire question. Oh my god, please don't pick fights, guys. Or, it seems like a bit of the question is cut off Kakarot. Yeah, Shrell, that's kind of my impression of JE. It's not... The questions they ask are just tedious. Um, so I'd say connected, yes. The closure would be just including 0 for the arg, right? Is asking about the lattice rectum of a hyperbola. It might be a simple formula. Might not be. Let me see. All right. Entity, I feel like you're just picking fights. Retry, what's the question? Kakarot? Yeah, I have a bachelor's in applied math. Today's kind of been a hell of a day. For whatever reason, just an influx of people asking about JE advanced questions. Uh, and I can't really do those questions, but people just love to talk about it and argue about it. So it's been a bit of a day for me, but um, yeah, the short answer to your question is yes, I have a bachelor's in applied math. The sum of all real numbers? I would think in, well, that's kind of an interesting question. Probably just undefined. Um, So yeah, Kakara, uh, if you need help with something, feel free to ask. But if you're just looking for a question to quiz me with, please. Oh my gosh, please don't. English, please. Um, why I applied math? Because I really like differential equations and modeling with them. All right, can we please just stop with like the argument about J advanced, man? We beaten it to death. What about z equals 0? Do you think it's in the region or not? Ah, Anders, you raise a good point. Um, I do not know all the concepts, no. Chief Tattooed Officer, I think the convention is you just choose an interval in that to work on for stuff like that. This book uses the convention 0 to 2 pi. It's also common to do minus pi to pi. Uh, Z equals 0 is a good question, though. I don't. What is it? The argument of 0, is that undefined, or do we make that 0 or something? Retry now. An argument like that gets weird with real numbers. It'll just be undefined. You would say it's undefined, or okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out this lattice rectum thing too at the same time. Sorry, Sirius, that I wasn't showing this. I guess that's a foci. But will the closure still include 0 though? I guess maybe Andrews is saying it's not. But you know what? That's gonna take a lot more math than I think I know. Or I barely had to use this stuff for hyperbolas. If you want, you can hold it up on their offer to post it in the Discord, and they'll help you out. But I it's been a little, or I haven't like learned that before. So, oh yeah, so yeah, okay, the closure should include z equals 0. Because you can still have arg z equal to 0. That's the important bit. We're not talking about the argument of 0. Okay, so yeah. Um, Skibbity something that it got Skibbity combustible lemon. Thank you for the follow. Great name. Any favorite math books? Not particularly. I've had some physics books that I've enjoyed, but I haven't read a bunch of math books, to be honest. Um, Wait, how does this? I need to look back at how this book defines the B. Feels like a trick question. Given z not equal to 0, we identify theta to have one value in this interval, and they do is 0 to 2 pi. Hey, underscore. So they don't. I guess they never really define arg of 0. They don't really say that's specifically undefined though. Complex analysis, yeah. I've just started a Oh my gosh. I only just now realized what Andrew was actually saying. I didn't include z equals 0. I have a complex analysis reading group that just had its first meeting on Tuesday. Learning math from American Ed Sheeran is a vibe? Hell yeah. Like Algebra Chapter 0, Modern Abstract Algebra book searching category theory. Ooh, wow. Uh, Wait, so why does this closure... The closure includes z equals 0 because we can approach z equals 0 from inside this plane? Like it's an accumulation point or a limit point or something? Whatever the proper term is. Okay. But then for B, physics, I've hardly read many physics books, but one that I have read nearly all of is Electricity Magnetism by Purcell and Morin, and I really enjoyed that one. Okay, I think for B, it's going to be entire complex plane without 0. For all neighborhoods of 0, the neighborhood will contain some elements of the region. Okay, that's a nice way of thinking about it. I'd say this is also connected. And the closure, I can spell. We need to include 0. Okay, and then, hey, Hamiyar, welcome in. So for part C, it's gonna be like the first quadrant, not including the axes. Uh, so connected. 0 still is not included. The closure Dude, I keep making the same typos. This is crazy. Um, I guess it'll be real part of z greater than or equal to 0 and imaginary part greater than or equal to 0. You think A is a problem still? Oh, really? Underscore 0 to 2 pi is how this book is doing arg. A is a problem still. You don't think A is connected? I mean, connected just means that a path exists, I think, right? I feel like you can... Yeah, I mean... Honestly, this is basically everything that the book says about arg. It's very brief. So I don't know that much about it either. Um... Periodic. Negative something? So it means to be connected, according to this book. I'm not sure I understand what the concern is. Underscore, I think, no, it's not quite. We do have to include the negative real axis. That's included. But other than that, I think what you're saying is right. Um, yeah, what, I mean, path connected, not just connected. This is how the book is calling just connected, but they might be, I don't remember the difference between connected and path connected. I've learned it like once or twice before. But that if that's more like path connected, then maybe. I don't remember what the definitions are. The book used the wrong name. Okay, that makes sense because it is a literal path. That's where it's that's path connected. Okay. Yeah, that's where it's more of an applied book, so they're being a little fast and loose with that stuff, I think. Oh yeah, thank you again for sending me that book. I started to read just the introduction to see how much I could get. And I'm having a hard time understanding. Like I'm using like Google Translate to help, but for whatever reason I find it kind of fun. So partition definition of connect. Oh, I assume we would just like take the open version of the region. What's the question, IA? Real part of Z. Ooh. Okay, let me you know what we can do? We can make a copy of this and bring it down here. Calc 2 pumping problems? Yeah, I think so. Like a work integral? Those can be tricky, but think I can. So I'm looking at part D now. Real part of... So this is... Ooh, it depends on Z0 and Z1, right? We have to be worried about which one is greater than the other, I think. But let's just pretend... Let's just take... Just for... So I have an example to chew on. Let's take Z0 equal to 1, Z1 equal to 3. That would give us this column here. What if I flipped these two? Would this just be nothing, or would it be like an inverse? So the real part would have to be more than 3 and less than 1. That's just not possible. Yeah. Okay, so I think in my case on the right here, we don't get any points. If they're equal, I guess that's the third case to consider. If they're equal, we still don't get anything, because these are strict inequalities. Okay. So A is connected though. Okay. So if the real part of Z1 is greater than the real part of Z0, then connected the closure is just the same thing but with or equal to. Else, I guess just the empty set. All right, see you at Anush. Good luck with your statistical mechanics. Can use this. If B less than A less than closure B with B connected, then A connected. Oh, is that the partition thing? Okay. Okay. E is just a circle, radius 1/2. Are they going to give me a disconnected region? It's a property to avoid using the definition of connectedness because you're lazy. Oh, okay, okay. I respect it. Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Okay. This inequality, let's do some work on before we try to draw it. I think there is a way to I think if you're a real man, or if you're just real smart, you can just figure your way around this. So remember that Obi or Ensiplex Pachinko has a really clever way of dealing with, like, for real numbers, this type of inequality. And I still remember that. And I think the same logic would work on this. But instead of trying to logic all that out, we can just factor a 2 out and save ourselves some brain power. Then divide the 2 out. So these regions should be equivalent. Laziness for writing is a universal property of mathematicians. Yeah. The best mathematicians are lazy. So circle of radius 1 set it at 2. Connected, closed. It's an even number, so we don't have the solution. The only thing I wanted to make sure was the connectedness bit for, like, part A, since there's some doubt about that. But I think it's fine. The and E? I thought, oh my, dude. I thought that was part F. Yeah, that's an intersection. Bruh. Almost up to isomorphism and wander off. Isn't this an empty? I think this is an empty intersection. One region there. It's definitely a circle, don't question it. One region there. This is just empty. They should have said or. This would have been a more interesting question. We would have finally had a disconnected region. It's a circle up to isomorphism. Yeah. In the topological sense, this is clearly a circle. It's also a coffee mug. I'm trying to figure out if I made a mistake, but I don't think I did. I think it's just a lame question. They could have made that one so much more interesting. Coffee mug with 2 handles in the text pants. is Shank Tricks? I'll look for it. Let's see. Are you Abhe? Yeah, topology is like a pure math thing. The boat problem? Okay, I got it. Oh, is it a torus that's also a coffee mug? I don't know topology. Okay, boat goes at constant speed c. Boat starts by going downstream in river with current 3 kilometers per hour. Is it going with the current or against the current? I guess, wait, downstream. I guess that's with the current. Distance going downstream is 6 kilometers. The boat turns around and goes upstream at the same constant speed. C to the place it started at. Distance is 6 kilometers upstream. The whole trip takes 160 minutes. Oh, wait. I didn't get the actual question. Intersection of connected is connected in Wanderhof. Baby goes at a constant speed. Yeah. Colded, streams are not going for much longer. This might be the last question today. Or actually, it probably is. My voice is fading. As is tradition around the 3-hour mark. Okay, so I guess the speed of the same constant speed. Why do we care about the current then? Find the largest integer, 3. I challenge you to name a bigger one. So, okay, I assume they're asking the interesting version of this question, where I'm a little bit unclear on the phrasing. But I assume that, like, the downstream journey, that's a triple colon right there. Like I said, Morley, does it? I assume the boat is going downstream with speed c plus 3. And then the upstream is going to be c minus 3. Because the constant speed part makes me think that the boat is compensating for that current and we don't have to care about it. But that makes it a way easier question, and I assume they don't mean that. I assume they're asking a more difficult version of the question. I don't think so. Mr. Rice. Wait, I forget if you're Mr. Rice or M. Rice. I'm sorry. It's been a minute, but Mr. Rice. Oh, okay. Thank you. Arjun. It's just practice, to be honest. There's no way around it. Thank you for the kind words, though. Okay, so I hope this interpretation of the wording is correct. So the distance going downstream is 6 kilometers. So speed is distance over time. The speed is c plus 3 for downstream. And that's equal to the distance, 6, over the time for downstream, which will be faster because we have the river helping us. I'll call it TD, and the D is for downstream. The upstream, our speed is c minus 3. The distance is the same, 6. And that'll be the time for upstream to divide it by. So far we have 2 equations, but we have 3 unknowns, C, TD, and TU. So we need to search for one more equation in order to solve this. And that last equation is this second to last sentence. The total trip is 160 minutes. That means that the downstream time plus the upstream time is 160. I need to remember what the Michelson Morley's experiment was about. I'm thinking of like the laser being, of you like shining the laser and it bends down a bit. Maybe I'm getting it confused. Okay, but now from here, we have 3 equations, 3 unknowns. Solve it. What's the easiest way of solving this? Maybe I am nightlight, but this is the way that I know will work, so. Oh, okay, that sounds right. I need to bring it up in the relativity book. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take this and isolate. I guess TD is 160 minus TU. And then we know TD is this, so let's plug it in up here. And now we have these 2 equations we can focus on. They both involve C and TU, so that's a good thing. And so I guess we can subtract the 2 equations. Let me repeat them over here. C minus 3 equals 6 over TU. C plus 3 equals 6 over 160 minus TU. I'm going to subtract them because C minus C will be 0. Negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. And then these 2 things here, they can't really interact with each other yet. Okay, now we just have to isolate TU from this. I guess we need to get rid of the denominators. This is a little bit annoying. I wonder if there's a faster way of getting the answer to this. But this way it'll work. We just have to do a little bit of math. So the way I want to get rid of these denominators, and so the way I want to get rid of them is by multiplying by each of the denominators on each side of the equation. So I want to get rid of the TU, so let's multiply each side of the equation by TU. I want to get rid of the 160 minus TU, so let's also multiply by that at the same time. So on the left-hand side, we just get negative 6 times that entire thing, and that's annoying, but okay. For this times that, the TU's cancel. That was the point of doing this. So we get 6 times just that piece there. And for this term, it's the opposite. 160 cancels 160. Okay, now this is a lot more possible to solve. 6 times 160. 960? Oh, you're right, Benbox, thank you. We can just divide 6 from both sides here. Yeah, negative 6 works too. Yeah, let's actually do -6. That saves a lot of work. Actually, I'm going to do +6 because I'm going to get lost with the negatives. I'm going to accidentally not flip a sign or something. Okay, so from here we get tu squared minus 160 tu. Uh, 160 minus 2 tu. (160/60). Oh, is there a unit issue? Oh no, I got tricked with the units. Nightlight, you're right. This isn't... Okay, the issue is it's 3 kilometers per hour and 160 minutes. That's so annoying. They gave us different units. Is it too pretentious not to bother doing the high school algebra thing? It depends on your context. I think if you're doing a math stream like this, you'd be crazy not... I mean, you don't have to go through painful algebra, but in my mind, it'd be nice to help people with it. You'd be crazy not to. But you know, it'd be your right to not to do it too. You don't have to. Hey, Avantika. Okay, so we have a choice here. We can convert 3 kilometers per hour to 3 kilometers per minute, or convert 160 minutes into hours. The thing is, 160 minutes isn't a clean number of hours. So I'm going to convert the 3 kilometers per hour to kilometers per minute, I think. Thank you, Nightlight, for pointing that out. Okay, so how the unit conversion works, we have 3 kilometers per hour. Over here, we want something in kilometers per minute. Isn't that just going to be the same annoying thing, though, Fenlux? Or I still need to multiply 3 by the denominators, though, right? We have hours on the bottom. We want minutes on the bottom. So I'm going to take... I know there's 60 minutes in an hour. I had to think about it. And so I'm going to say there's 1 hour on top, so we get that cancellation. Divided by 60 minutes. So the hours go away, and the minutes on the bottom gets us what we want there. So it's going to be 3... Oh, this is still a fraction. But 3 divided by 60, you can cancel that to be 1/20. That's not 20. That's 20. Okay, I was hoping we could avoid a fraction by doing with that, but oh well. So this 3 is now 1/20. And C is going to be in kilometers per minute, importantly. And that means we don't get the nice cancellation with the 6. Hey, Suna. Good to see you. It's going good. How about you? Okay. 1/10. Hogs heads per fortnight. Yeah. Okay, I think I covered everything. Just making sure. Yeah. That's the problem up here. It's just a high school problem. But pretty well, it's good to hear. There's a trick question though where they're mixing the units. They give kilometers per hour and then they ask about minutes. So I started to do the problem, and then Nightlight pointed out that unit issue. So I have to redo a bit of this, but I didn't get too deep at least. Okay, so now we don't get our nice 6 cancellation, and that's unfortunate. So what do we get? 1/10 tu squared. A boat goes at the constant speed of light. 960. There's just gonna be a quadratic. We should get one positive and one negative answer, and we throw out the negative answer. This is gonna be the hardest part of the problem. Once we get tu, the rest will fall into place. Minus 16 tu plus 12. Oops. Minus 4 tu. And 60 equals 0. Can we factor this? It must have been intentional. Maybe, yeah. What multiplies to 960 and adds to 4? Well, I guess 9600. Okay, maybe it's just... Would quadratic formula be that painful? Yeah, we could definitely multiply the 4 or the 10 through. Wait, this is a trick question? Say it ain't so. What's the trick? You think we're okay? Okay. So I'd love to not do quadratic formula on this. $80 or minus 120? Oh, is that it? That gets the addition part, right? Is it? What's 8 times 12? That is 96. Wow, nice nightlight. Okay, so if you're just really good at factoring, you can figure out that 120 times 80 is 9600. And that minus 120 plus 80 is minus 40. So this works out nicely. You applied folks are masochists. I was very tempted to plug this in, but usually they, you know, Shank is in high school. They normally need to show this work. I don't enjoy doing this though. I enjoy helping people, so that part is nice, but the algebra is not my favorite. Okay, so I get the upstream time is 120 in minutes. Now the rest will be easy, thankfully. If the upstream time is 120, then based off this equation, the downstream time must be 40 to add to 160. Maybe I shouldn't do this up here. I should do it at the end. And then we can figure out what the speed is. And instead of math, I have to deal with numbers. That's kind of true. 160 over 60 was the way you did it? Okay. Then we can use either of the equations to get speed. I'm using the one for downstream because the number is smaller. 6 over 40. So C is 6 over 40 minus, getting common denominator with that, 2 over 40. Oh, I could have done that easier. It's fine. 4 over 40, which is 1 over 10 kilometers per minute. But we should convert that back to kilometers per hour, annoyingly. 1/10 of a kilometer per minute. We want it in kilometers. Oops. Kilometers per hour. So we need minutes on top, 60 minutes in 1 hour. The minutes cancel. So 60 over 10 is just 6. So 6 kilometers per hour. And so maybe there's a way that you could like logic this out and avoid this annoying system of equations. I don't know that way though. No worries, Shantrix. You probably think about like there's a difference in the speeds of 6. And so it probably has to split up the 160 into a certain ratio. It's still a little bit weird though. Get myself converting minutes into speed. Oh no. Yeah, I was taught this way of converting units in high school chemistry, and it's stuck with me ever since. Just always go for the cancellations, and you'll never get it wrong. But yeah, the units, that's kind of a mean thing to do with the units. Hrishav, I don't think I can do that question. I'm sorry. Let me make a little post in the elements thread to let people know that I answered this one. Okay. I think we're gonna call the stream there for the day. Okay, yeah, I'm just like looking at my Discord to make sure there's nothing pending for me to do right now, but I don't think so. So, God, what a busy day. I think the YouTube stream needs to be on slow mode from now on, unfortunately. If I'm even gonna keep it on, because that was freaking hectic for all the stream. Nami, hi. Sorry, I'm just ending the stream now. Welcome in though. I'm sorry for the bad timing. If you have a question, you can try to post it in my Discord, and if I can do it, I'll get back to you, or maybe someone else will know how to do it. But I've got to head out. Yeah, Suna. Yeah, everyone. On Twitch, we're gonna look for a raid. On YouTube, I'm just gonna cut the stream off here. So anyone who's here on YouTube, thanks for being here, and I'll see you later, YouTube.